When you're looking for a job, what's the first thing you do? Well, most people head straight over to the big job boards like Indeed or ZipRecruiter, where they're competing against hundreds, if not thousands, of other applicants. But if you're looking to stand out from the crowd and be more than just another resume, then this is the video for you. Hi, I'm Laura, and I'm here to take your job search from stressful to successful. Now, I'm going to share with you 5 outside the box ways to find a job. And I'm going to start with the easiest ones that you can implement today and then build to ones that have a longer term game plan in mind, but that can pay off big. Number 1 is to check out niche job boards. Now, niche job boards focus on specific industries or professions, and they are going to be smaller, which is great for you because you are going to face less competition. And you know that these companies that are posting on these sites are specifically looking for people like you who want to work in that specific area. Some examples are idealist.org, which focuses on jobs in the nonprofit sector. There's Teamwork Online, which has jobs in the sports and entertainment realm. And if you are looking for even more, I did a video covering 14 of these job boards, which you can check out up here. Number 2 is to treat everyone like a lead. And this is where a lot of people go wrong. They make assumptions on who can help them in their job search, but not you. You are going to look at every single person that you come in contact with as somebody who could potentially help you in your job search because they could, or if they can't, perhaps they know somebody who could. Let's say you're going for a walk and you run into your neighbor and they're like, "How are you doing?" You could say, "Great, I'm actually looking to," whether that's return to the paid workforce after career break, pivot careers, you're looking for a new job in the new year. Whatever it is, when you say it, it's most likely going to elicit a response from them, which is something like, "Oh, what are you looking to go into? When are you looking to return? What fields are you interested in?" And from there, a conversation will just naturally blossom. It doesn't have to be awkward. And a lot of the time, people genuinely want to help. So if they know of something, they might say, "Oh, I actually used to work at this company. Do you want me to put you in touch with so-and-so?" Or if they don't have that direct contact, maybe they know somebody who does. But don't just stop there. I want you to look at every single person that you currently know and that you have known as a possible lead. And I actually suggest setting a goal for yourself. And that goal can be daily, it can be weekly, but say, okay, today I'm going to reach out or talk to 3 people about my job search. Or if it's weekly, 15 people this week. Whatever it is, set that goal for yourself and you will be surprised at the amount of people that you are going to learn from and that could open doors that you might not even be aware of. If you are currently looking for a job and want to level up your job search, check out the best dang job search checklist ever in the description below. Number 3 is to join an organization. Now, this can be a professional organization, an interest-based group, an alumni network. When you join an organization, not only are you broadening your connections, but you have the opportunity to learn about that industry, learn a new skill, learn about unique job opportunities. Yes, because some professional organizations have job postings. I was a member of the Society of Human Resource Management when I worked in HR, and they actually had a separate job board specifically for HR professionals that could not be accessed by outside people. You had to be a member of the organization. And this is huge because as I talked about niche job boards, well, professional organizational job boards are even smaller, so the competition is even less. When you join organizations, you are able to develop skills. Now, I was part of Toastmasters where I worked on my public speaking skills. Now, that looks really good on a resume. And once again, you're building connections. So find an organization that aligns with your interests, where you want to go, and join it because the benefits are numerous. Number 4 is to consider contract or project-based work. Now, I was actually very much against this one. For the majority of my career, I was like, okay, I only want full-time permanent roles. And then life threw me a curveball. It was a few weeks after my husband and I bought our house and I was laid off. And I was like, okay, I need to find a job and I need to widen my scope. I was hired on in a contract role that was only supposed to last the length of a maternity leave. Well, lo and behold, I actually ended up being hired on permanently by that company. And it was a Fortune 500 company that I don't know if I would have gotten my foot in the door otherwise. So don't necessarily rule out contract work. And even project-based work can lead to opportunities you might not expect. I am a freelance writer as well, and I've had assignments that I thought were just going to be one-offs that have built into something more. So you never know where these opportunities may lead. And number 5 is strategic volunteering. Now, this one does have the longest horizon time-wise because you're most likely not going to land a job from it right away. But it is one that could have a huge payoff. And when I talk about strategic volunteering, I mean volunteering with intention. Intention to develop new skills, intention to learn about a company and how it works on the back end, the intention of meeting and connecting with people you might not have the opportunity to otherwise. And I personally have done this one. I volunteered for a financial literacy nonprofit where I had no experience in the financial world, and I volunteered to be a facilitator. But at the training, I met with the director and I let her know that I was open to other volunteer roles as well in areas she needed help with, and she had a need. So I was brought on to help with the back end of running the organization, and I learned a ton. Well, fast forward a few months, and I was actually offered that position that I was volunteering in. They wanted to make it a paid position because they saw the impact it was having, and I was offered that role. I'm not saying this is guaranteed to happen, but the benefits of strategic volunteering for your career are actually huge, and it could pay off in big ways. Now, if you are looking for a new job in the new year, I want you to know about 7 mistakes that you should be avoiding that can hold back your job search. And you can check it out up here.